When I sometimes I go for a walk and just to talk with God. Sometimes I spend time with God. Okay, in a way that's my quiet time, but I don't make it such a strict thing because it's like I talk to God throughout the whole day. I don't have to restrict it to one. So, but this is the quiet place is the multi-story car park on the 6th floor. There's no cars there. I can just walk round and round. And sometimes I look at my phone to look at some Bible verse, and I ask God, I don't understand this Bible verse. What does it mean? Then after you walk, after some time, then it's like then you remember some other verse that connects to it, and then somehow when two collide, then it's like, hey, that makes sense. That makes more sense. You make these connections, and sometimes by the time I come back from the walk, it's like very excited. Then I tell my wife about what I learned, but I think it comes down to just agreeing. It's not just I read it. It's agreeing and then acting it out, and then you form the qualities of Christ. Abiding that means just to stay, right? To remain. It's not like you're trying to stick to the vine. You're already on the vine, and it's just about sticking. And then when you're in the vine, the vine has life in it, and it goes into the branches. Then the thing is, it bears fruit, right? And then in the passage, it talks about like, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, then you bear much fruit. That remember that. In John 8, it says that Jesus was saying to those Jews who had believed him, if you continue in my word, then you're truly my disciples, and you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. When you stick to Jesus, the words that he's speaking actually make you look more like Christ. You have the qualities of Christ, or you have the character of Christ. I see that abiding is how God disciples us, how God makes us disciples, how we form the character, his character in us. The word that I like to use is agreeing with him. So nowadays when I wake up, I just agree with his word that he's with me, he's here right now. So I just wake up and say, oh God, you're here. And I just talk to him as though he's here already, whether I feel it or not. I see abiding, the whole point of abiding is God discipling you, and how he disciples you is through his words. And you could say that the words contain his genetic material, and the more words you can receive into your heart, more and more like Jesus' character, qualities, and then that goes with doing the things Jesus does. Because you want to do power stuff without loving people, being patient, and having self-control. It's going to be a bit haywire. So the character is really important. Yeah. Yeah, the whole point of abiding seems to be to bear fruit, so that your joy will be full. Is to bear fruit, right? And to bear fruit is about agreeing with him. So I think you stick with him. Like some days I wake up too late, and I don't have time, quiet time. These are the things that I notice. Usually what God tells me is about what he tells me about himself, about me, and about my situation and what he wants me to do. So throughout the day, whatever situation I face, wherever I am, there's actually an opportunity to actually just converse with him. Like supposing I can't figure out my work, it's like, okay, God, what do you think? What do you think about this? Like, how do you think? And then if I feel condemned, I think, okay, what do you think about me? Oh, I think that there's no condemnation in me. I have the righteousness of God in Christ. So that you're just agreeing with him. And I think some people, if agreeing doesn't work for you, there are other words to use, like embracing what God says, or believing what God says, or receiving what God says. Whatever works for you. For me, agreeing seems to agreeing seems to make sense to me. And one of the things that as a relationship with God, I'm always talking to God, and one of the things I ask Him to train me is how to heal the sick, right? I want to heal the sick. I have this phrase, I'll say that, am I a son of God? And do I carry something amazing? So I started to agree with God. I said, okay, I'm a son of God, it means I have connection with you, you're pleased with me, and I carry you because I just acknowledge that you can do everything, right? And you're in me, right? So then, and you say that you lay hands on the sick and they recover. So you can do something. So I sat down at the cashier, then I just asked her, "How what happened to your leg?" She said that she scalded her leg just before I came. After she finished my paperwork, I said, "Okay, can I show you now?" Then she said, "Okay." And I was just nervous, right? Inside I'm nervous, but I'm just gonna be faithful. So I walked behind the counter, and her leg was on a bench behind the counter. So I just put my hand on her bandaged foot, and I look at her and just say, "Are you ready?" Then I said, "Okay." And then I just like, "How's it now?" And she says like, I think the first word is just like, "Whoa." Then it's like, I said, "Is there any pain?" And she says, "No pain." And then her friend beside her was saying, "Yeah, she can move her toes now. Just now she couldn't move her toes." And then after that, then I just tell her that, "Do you know what? Do you know why that is? It's because God healed you." And then after that, I didn't know what to say because it got awkward. Then I just walked out, ran out the door. Oh, went out the door. The character of Christ is actually love. Yeah, it's about practicing love. It's not just about getting the miracle done and then wow. It's to love the person. The person is the main goal, right? So there's like, okay, I don't like it, but I'm just gonna accept it and agree. It's like, okay, I'm going to walk in love. But I think, yeah, eventually God, the fruits is that you look like Jesus, and so that you can then do the things Jesus does. Finding the truth that actually set me free and set me free from sin is actually that just knowing that when God, what Jesus did actually transformed me to another person. Just knowing who I am as a son of God. But last time I used to think like, "God, where are you? Be real to me. Go with me in this day, please. Let your presence go with me today." It's like, yeah, I mean, I kind of, yeah, I just feel I don't need to pray that anymore. It's like, I know He's gonna, I agree that He's going to go with me because He said He will. There's no way else He can go to me. Kind of, He's stuck with me. What are some things that you can agree with God, that God is telling you, and God's always going to tell you bits of, like the little bit that you can handle, but what's not going in yet, or what sounds too impossible to be true, but you haven't received it, and just accept it on, yeah. How do you practice abiding in Christ?
Any other questions?
Are we gonna eat yet? No,